Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. Welcome aboard Flight 914. Please fasten your seatbelts and observe the no smoking sign. We will be departing shortly. Once we reach our cruising altitude, our cabin crew will provide you with refreshments. Our estimated flight time will be 37 years. I wish you a comfortable and pleasant journey. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to embark on a vacation to one place and find yourself in a completely different country? While the thought might intrigue adventurous souls, for most of us, it would be a bewildering and perplexing experience. Picture this: you've taken a flight to a neighboring city for a much-needed getaway. You board the plane, buckle up, and settle in for the journey ahead. But as the plane soars through the sky, something inexplicable happens. Time and space seem to warp, and you find yourself touching down in a land you never anticipated. Such a scenario might sound like a scene from a science fiction movie, but history is peppered with mysterious incidents that challenge our understanding of reality. One such enigma is the tale of Pan American Flight 914, a flight that vanished for decades before reappearing under puzzling circumstances. The year was 1955, and the aviation industry was thriving. On a sunny July 2nd, Pan American Flight 914 took off from New York City, destined for the warm beaches of Miami, Florida. The 57 passengers on board were looking forward to their idyllic vacation, but little did they know that their journey would take an unforeseen turn. Hours passed, and the expected landing time came and went. The control tower in Miami anxiously awaited the plane's arrival, but it was nowhere to be seen. Radar screens showed no signs of the approaching aircraft, and no distress signals were received. It was as if the plane had vanished into thin air. Air traffic control attempted to contact the New York tower for answers, only to receive a baffling response: Flight 914 had disappeared from their radars while in mid-air. Panic and confusion spread as it became evident that the plane had gone off the radar, and radio communication with the pilots was lost. An intensive investigation was launched. The plane's flight route took it over the Atlantic Ocean, leading many to speculate that it had crashed somewhere along the way. Rescue efforts were initiated, involving search teams and the Coast Guard scouring the waters for any trace of the missing aircraft. Despite their best efforts, no debris or wreckage could be found. The world was left with a haunting mystery. 61 individuals, including passengers and crew, had seemingly vanished without a trace. While an official statement eventually claimed that the plane had crashed, no concrete evidence supported this conclusion. Grieving families were left in limbo, grappling with the inexplicable disappearance of their loved ones. Then, 37 years later, a new chapter in the story unfolded on a September day in 1992, in Caracas, Venezuela. Juan de la Corte, an air traffic controller, settled into his routine at the control tower. Little did he know that his day would take a surreal turn. As he monitored the radar screens, an unfamiliar blip appeared out of nowhere. It was as if an aircraft had materialized from thin air. De la Corte and his colleagues double-checked the readings, convinced that there was an error. But the readings were accurate, and before long, the aircraft was visible to the naked eye. What they saw was astonishing. A DC-4 McDonnell Douglas passenger plane, complete with propellers, was heading toward Caracas Airport. It was a relic of aviation history, a sight rarely seen in the modern era. The confusion escalated when the pilot made contact with the control tower, speaking in English and asking a perplexing question: "Where are we?" Stunned by the unexpected inquiry, De la Corte responded, informing the pilot that they were approaching Caracas Airport and inquired about their intended destination. The pilot's response left everyone speechless. "We are Pan Am Flight 914, heading from New York to Miami, Florida, with a crew of 4 and 57 passengers on board." The implications were mind-boggling. How could a flight that disappeared in 1955 suddenly appear in 1992, thousands of miles off course? De la Corte sought further clarification, and the pilot revealed that their scheduled landing time was 9:55 a.m. on July 2, 1955. As the air traffic control worked to process this surreal information, they prioritized the safety of the passengers and crew. The plane was cleared for landing, and assistance was mobilized on the ground. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, the old aircraft touched down on the runway. Once safely on the ground, de la Corte gathered his thoughts and decided to address a question that had been haunting him. Do you know today is May 21, 1992? The response that followed was unexpected and unsettling. The pilot's voice crackled over the radio, filled with confusion. What are you talking about? As ground crews approached the aircraft, the situation took an unforeseen turn. The pilot's voice grew frantic, urging them to stay away and announcing an imminent departure. The engines roared to life, and without waiting for clearance, the plane taxied onto the runway. De la Corte pleaded over the radio, urging the pilot to reconsider, but there was no response. With a sense of disbelief, de la Corte and his colleagues watched as the aircraft accelerated down the runway and soared into the sky. The plane gradually receded from view, reduced to a mere blip on the radar, until it vanished once again, leaving behind a trail of bewilderment. In the aftermath of this inexplicable event, questions abound. What had happened to the plane during its 37-year absence? How had it traversed time and space to reappear in a different era? And why did it vanish once more, leaving no trace? As the years passed, the story of Flight 914 garnered attention and skepticism. Some dismissed it as an elaborate hoax, a product of sensationalist media. The credibility of the narrative was further muddled by conflicting details and accounts. Nevertheless, the legend persisted, capturing the imagination of those intrigued by the mysteries of time and space. The tale of Flight 914, whether fact or fiction, remains a testament to the enigmatic nature of the universe. While skeptics argue the impossibility of such an event, the human fascination with the unexplainable endures. As we navigate the boundaries of our understanding, we are reminded that reality often defies logic, leaving us to ponder the uncharted territories that lie beyond. Your adventure awaits, and who knows what wonders lie ahead. If you found this story intriguing or thought-provoking, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're curious to learn more about other unexplained phenomena, stay tuned for more captivating tales. Your journey through the mysteries of the universe has only just begun.